Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about new and upcoming beauty releases that have caught my eye. I just have a little list here, and some of these things I've seen on a couple of different Instagram accounts. So Chic Profile Official is one. I'm going to link her page below. She's a great resource for all upcoming and new luxury beauty releases. And Angel Naked One, again, is another one that I really love for new and upcoming releases, so I'm going to link them below as well. And then some things have come from the brand's page, some things are already newly released, so I'll have a little bit more information about those things to share for you. So if you'd like to see what's coming up and what's caught my eye and what's on my radar for new makeup releases, just keep on watching. So there are a couple of things that are supposed to be released, I think tomorrow on September 15th. The first is the 3 new Hermes lipsticks that are coming for the fall 2021 collection. Now they've already been released on the US Hermes website, but I haven't seen them on any other retailers. I haven't seen them on the Canadian Hermes website, but I did read an article somewhere that said that they're supposed to be released on September 15th. So I'm hopeful that they'll be available to order then. And there are 3 new shades, as I mentioned, and I think I want to get each one of them. When I first saw what was coming, I was most interested in the orange one, which is called Orange Brûlée. And then I've looked at the other colors. So since they're up on the US Hermes website, you can see the lip swatches and everything and the descriptions. And I find that Hermes, their website is actually pretty good for showing true to color lip swatches, and they have a pretty wide range of skin tones that they show the colors on. So I actually find their website pretty helpful for ordering online. So once I saw all 3 of the shades, read the descriptions, and saw them on the models, they all look so beautiful. The packaging is that limited edition color blocking packaging that just is so appealing. So I'm planning to get all 3 of these lipstick shades, and I just want to go through quickly and just read what they say about each of the shades. So the first one is number 49, Rose Tamisé, and they describe that as a dark rosewood shaded with purple, as elusive and diaphanous as the evening mist. They have really evocative descriptions, and when I see that description and when I see the colors, it really makes me excited. I get really excited about these Hermes releases because I think they do a really beautiful job of conveying what they were going for with the feeling of these colors and the undertones that they're using. So that was Rose Tamisé. And then Orange Brûlée, which was the one that initially caught my eye. This looks quite similar to the Orange Boîte shade from Hermes, and I have that. I have the matte of that. All 3 of these new ones are matte, by the way. I really love Orange Boîte. I think it's that perfect true orange color. And Orange Brûlée looks like that, but just maybe a little bit smokier, a little bit deeper. Orange Brûlée, I think, means burnt orange, so I'm hoping that it's just going to be that really perfect burnt orange color that's not going to lean too far into the red category and stay more of a true burnt orange. They describe it as a smoldering orange, like a harvest moon, a tawny glow in the depths of night. Again, such a beautiful description, and it really looks like a beautiful color. And then the third and final one that's coming out in this fall collection is Rose Magenta. And this was initially the one that I was kind of least excited about because it seems like the type of color that you could find from a lot of brands. But when I actually saw it on the models on their website, it really looked quite special. And they describe it as a cool, dense pink, intense and striking. I just love that dense pink description. I think that carries through when I look at the pictures. It has a very special sort of depth to it that I don't think a lot of other bright magenta pink colors like that have, so I'm really curious to try that one too. And another release we're supposed to be getting more information about on the 15th, I think it's actually coming out on the 20th, but this is from Oden's Eye, and they've just done a little sort of sneak peek on their Instagram with some sort of blurred photos, but you can still see the colors. It looks like they're coming out with 3 new palettes, and it's their first influencer collaborations. The collection is called Legendary Diversa, and they say that they've named their new collection this because they want to uplift the different legends and myths in various cultures and pay tribute through these collaborations. So it looks like 3 palettes. They all look pretty colorful, but different types of color schemes. They all look beautiful. And again, I would love to pick up all 3 of these because my first experience with Oden's Eye was with their Saga of Freya collection, and I got all 3 of the palettes they came out with in that collection, and I absolutely love them. I'm wearing 2 of the palettes on my eyes today, and I think they're truly phenomenal palettes and phenomenal quality and really interesting color stories. And the color stories of these new ones coming out look really beautiful as well. So I'm so curious to try these, and my plan is to get all 3 of these new palettes, and I'm really excited to see more information about them. So again, that should be coming September 15th, more information. If you're interested, you can follow Oden's Eye on Instagram, and I think that's where they'll be updating us on all the information on this collection. A product that has already been released, it was released yesterday on the Westman Atelier website, and I've heard from the brand that it's coming to Sephora Canada on September 18th. I assume that means it'll also be coming to Sephora US at that time, and probably other retailers in the UK and so on. This is a new iPods set from Westman Atelier. So they've already come out with Les Nuits and Les Jours in their little 3 shadow iPod sets, and now they have this new one called Rendez-Vous, which looks really beautiful, and this is another one that I would love to pick up. They've got a kind of cool smoky brown color, a lighter peach color, which looks really beautiful. I discovered that I really love peaches for the inner corners on the eyes. I think it does something really special, at least on my skin tone. So I'm really excited to play with that peach. And then there's a khaki green, which of course I'm very excited about because I love khaki green. One of my favorite colors, and definitely one of my favorite eyeshadow colors. I always get excited when I see those sort of khaki, grungy, swampy green colors in eyeshadows. So I'm really curious about this little iPod set, and definitely planning to pick this one up as well. Now, another holiday collection that has already come out in the US, but I haven't seen it in any Canadian retailers yet, and I've contacted the brand and they haven't responded to me to let me know when it might be coming to Canada, but that's the new Clé de Peau holiday collection. It's called the Garden of Splendor collection, and it just looks so stunning. It's quite a large collection. There are 2 cream blushes, 2 highlighters, 3 sort of full-size lipstick products, and then there's a set of 5 mini lipsticks. They've also got 2 little eyeshadow duos, as well as a couple of skincare items, their serum and their cream in special limited edition packaging. So I'm really interested in all the makeup items in this collection, but I'm not planning to get all of it, although I would love to. But I'm definitely planning to get one of the full-size lipsticks, probably the one that's a peachier shade. That one's called Sunny Rose. That's the one that really appeals to me most. They also have kind of a deeper bright magenta shade and more of a true rosy pink shade. But the peachy rosy one is the one that I really have my eye on. I would also love to get one of the highlighters in this collection. Part of the reason that I'm so drawn to this collection is the packaging. It's just so beautiful. It's a lot of floral. It's like forest floral themed, I would say. So it has some animals in there. There are birds on some of the packaging. Lots of beautiful rich florals as well. That theme just really appeals to me. Of the highlighters, there are 2 shades. There's a Glow with Wonder, which is looks more like a neutral, slightly deeper highlight shade, maybe a peachy kind of shade. And then the other one is Wonderful Radiance, and it's more of a cool toned, iridescent looking shade. I think that's the one that I would go for. I was initially more drawn to the more peachy one, but I think that it would be better for me to just try something a little bit different from a lot of the other things that I have. This lighter iridescent shade has a little bit of a blue highlighter in there, but then there's also a peach, so I feel like all the colors in that one would really play together really nicely and hopefully work well on my skin tone. And if I am able to get these things, this will be my first experience with Clé de Peau makeup, so I'm really excited to try out this range. And then there are 2 cream blushes. One is sort of a warmer mid-tone rosy nude color, and the other is more of a true pinky rose color. I don't know yet which one of those 2 I'll go for. I feel like I should go for the more true pink color because, again, it's just a little bit different from a lot of the other blushes that I've been buying recently, but they both look beautiful, so I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those. And then I'm on the fence about the eyeshadow duos. Again, the packaging is really appealing to me, but I just don't know if I would get too much use out of either of these duos. One is kind of a pink and purple color story. The other is a peach and this beautiful blue, which I'm very drawn to, but I just don't wear blue eyeshadow very much, so I don't know if it's worth it for me to get either one of these eyeshadow duos. But I definitely have my eye on them, and I guess I'll decide later whether I want to get one of these. But if I were to get one, I'm leaning more toward the blue and peach one, because again, I love those peachy colors on the inner corner, and could be fun to play around with that blue a little bit. 2 skincare items I'm not that interested in. I'm pretty happy with my skincare routine as it is. And that would be a big investment to try out something new just for the sake of trying it. And then the little set of 5 lipsticks, they all look beautiful, but I think I'm gonna pass on that one. I just don't need that many lipsticks, and I know from experience that I don't love mini lipsticks that much. I prefer just using a full-size lipstick. It's more satisfying, just a more enjoyable experience for me to use full-size lipsticks, so I'm probably gonna skip over those mini-sized lipsticks in the set of 5. An eyeshadow palette that is supposed to be coming out in the next day or so. It's a Charlotte Tilbury, so I never know when the early access is versus when the sort of wider release of the product is, but it's another one of her 12-pan holiday palettes. It looks really beautiful. I'm leaning toward not getting this because I just don't think I'd get enough use out of it, although I am really drawn to those olive green colors in it, and I'm sure the quality is excellent. I got her holiday palette last year, the Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize, and it's a stunning, stunning palette. Beautiful quality, and I really love it, but I just don't use it all that often because I just have so many eyeshadows and I just don't find myself reaching for it all that often, even though it's a really beautiful and great quality palette. So I'm leaning toward not getting this Charlotte Tilbury palette this year. If there are enough of my viewers that are really interested in seeing me review it and try it out and create some different looks with it, I might pick it up. So let me know in the comments if you're really, really interested in seeing me try this palette, but otherwise I think I'm going to try and pass on it and save my money for some of the other things that I'm just a little bit more excited about. We've also seen a sneak peek from a mini palette from Natasha Denona. She's apparently coming out with the mini Metropolis palette. So the Metropolis palette was one of her bigger palettes that came out a couple of years ago. I don't have it. It's still on my wish list. I've wanted that palette since it came out. I almost bought it last fall. I'm thinking about trying to buy it this fall. It's a beautiful fall color story, and it has a lot of her cream to powder formula, which I love. There are a number of her cream to powder formula shadows in the new Retro palette, and I just used that for the first time yesterday, and I'm blown away by that palette. I love the cream to powder shadows in it, and it makes me just want the Metropolis palette even more. But as far as the mini Metropolis that we're seeing sneak peeks of, I'm not that interested in it. I don't think I'll get it. I think since I'm so drawn to the larger Metropolis palette, I'd be better off just getting that and not getting the mini palette. But I think if you like those mini palettes from Natasha Denona and you like that color story, it could be a really good one to pick up. Now, we've also seen that Hourglass is coming out with 2 new face palettes for their holiday release. I don't think I'm gonna get either one of these, although they do both look beautiful. I have 2 of their face palettes already from previous holiday releases, and although I did use them a lot at the time when they came out, I think I've kind of just moved beyond them. I haven't picked them up in a long time, and I just don't see myself really grabbing for these ones at this point either. So I think I'm probably gonna pass on them, although they do look beautiful. I'm curious to see other people's reviews and see if they've worked on that shade range issue that people have been talking about, but I don't think for me that I'll be picking up either of these Hourglass palettes. So those are the things that have really caught my eye the most, and I just wanted to mention a couple things that have already been released that I have ordered or have received already that I'm going to be using on my channel very soon. One is the Natasha Denona Retro palette. I'm really excited about this and excited to use this on my channel and share my thoughts on it. And another new release that I've ordered but I haven't received yet is really just a shade extension. Chantecaille has brought out the shade Aura for their tinted moisturizer. So I'm very excited to try that. I've ordered it. I haven't received it yet, but I'm really excited to try that because I have the shade Alabaster already and it's just too deep for me. It's one of those things I can make it work if I need to, but it's not an ideal shade. And I found that Aura and their other foundations has worked really well for me. So I'm excited to have the tinted moisturizer in that shade. So I'm also going to be using that on my channel pretty soon and showing you how that shade looks, and hopefully it'll be good. And it'll be a shade that will work for people whose skin is too fair to really work with the alabaster shade. So both of those things will be coming up soon, as well as all of these things that I've talked about that I am planning on picking up. So let me know what catches your eye. If there's anything that I haven't mentioned in this video that you're really interested in, or any of the things that I did mention that you're excited to see, or maybe things that are an easy pass for you, let me know in the comments. And if you have any other questions or comments, I always love to see those below as well. If you'd like to see more from me and you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I'd really love for you to do so. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.